Hi, I'm Mr. Mark. Going to be doing fun with magnets today. Going to be doing a couple different things. So let me tell you what I'm going to be doing and then we'll get right into it. So we're going to be doing a magnetic car. I'm going to actually show you two different ones, kind of a pre-bought one and then one I threw together. Going to be talking about something I call magnetic sculpture, show you what that is. And then the last thing I'm going to do is the levitating magnet and show you how that works, okay? So love playing with magnets, always fun because of magnetic force. If it's working, which it always is, you can always play around with different magnets. You're never too old to play around with them. So I have several magnets with me here today. I'll be using them as we get into our couple of projects. I have this magnet here, works, and this one called a magnetic wand. I have them put together, just two separate magnets. It also works. And then I have a couple separate magnets I have here, and we'll be using that with one of our cars. And they work really well. All right, so let's get into the magnetic car. So very first, I'm going to use this one. It's the store-bought one, and you can see it's plastic, and it has a place in here where this magnet fits in. So let me put that one in here. And it sits in there. Okay. So now we're going to use our magnetic wand. So the magnets, if they pull together, they attract, it'll pull it to it, okay? So let's see, that's propelling it. We want to turn it around, right? We want it to go to it like that. Works just like that. Now, I have one that I made here, and you can make one at home. You can make it with wheels out of caps from water bottles or anything like that. So I'll just have a piece of styrofoam and some sticks for the axles and some simple wheels here. So we need some magnets on it so we can have our control. So let me put this together here. So I'm going to put the magnets, put them as best I can in the middle. Let's give it a little room. And we're using a magnetic wand. So let's see if it attracts or repels first. So it's attracting, right? So then if we want it to go the other way, repel it, right? Just like that. And like I said, this is one you can make this. You can get your wheels, get your body, and you can pull it around. You could also make a boat. Same way, you could just make it with something to put a magnet in it and push it around with the magnet and do it that way. So that's the magnetic core. Next thing I'm going to get into is a magnetic sculpture. So let me show you one that I made over here. Pull up this black background. Bolts here to make this strong guy, and you can see he's holding up the paper clip. He's standing on the magnet. The red part's all a magnet. So he's standing up just like that. So I'm going to show you. This is something you can play around with. Let me get my magnet out of the car here because I'm going to need this. This is going to be our base. So I have a bunch of washers here. So the tricky thing is setting them up and getting your hand off, getting it all fast enough, because sometimes they'll fall, but you want to try to get them to stand up. And sometimes you need to get a couple together here. Let me see. And like I said, you got to play around with it. It's not going to be perfect right away. You got to be patient. Get them to stand up. Let's try some others. Like I said, the trick is kind of getting them on there and then getting your hand off. This is what I was calling magnetic sculpture. And if you bump a little bit, they're going to go over. You see you got them standing up. So you can make your very own kind of artwork with the magnets and try to stand them up. Like I said, the key is to try to set it on there and then get your hand off fast. So that's magnetic sculpture. Let me set this over to the side. Now the last thing, the levitating magnet. Now you know how when magnets, like I said, when they repel, it kind of pushes you. You feel force and it feels like it's not going to go down. It almost levitates for a second. Now I wanted to try to make a levitating magnet. The problem was when the magnets, when they repel like this, it pushes one to the other side and then gravity takes it down to your surface, right? So it can't hold it there in the air. So I tried to figure out a way, how can I make it levitate and make it stay there? And I think I figured out a way. So let me go to our magnetic wands. We have the two magnets here, and we're going to put this one down. Let's see if it attracts or repels, okay? So we see it attracts, right? So if I flip this over, then the other side should repel, right? So let's see. Look at that. That was a levitating magnet, so it's repelling. It's using that force. Let me see if I can push it down. Just goes right back up, doesn't it? Just like that. So that's the levitating magnet. Now, like I said, I had to use this to get it to hold it together, but you can see how the force works there. Some interesting things, you can play around with magnets. You can make the magnetic core or make a boat. try the magnetic sculpture, play around with magnets, see what you figure out. Never too old to play around with them because, like I said, the magnetic force is always working. And thank you so much for watching me today.